Hey folks, let's talk about rinseless washing today. What it is, how it works, the advantages of it, disadvantages of it. There aren't many of those. So we do a lot of rinseless washing up here at Peninsula Auto Shine and Supply. Most of my cars have been rinseless washed for years. Today we're going to wash the wife's little Model Y Performance Tesla here. Today we're going to use Owner's Pride's Eco Wash, great product. We have several up here. And they all kind of work the same way. It uses 1 ounce to 4 gallons. We have our rinseless wash in the bucket there. Got our big black sponge ready to use on that. Again, 1 ounce to 4 gallons. Now we also have our pre-sprayer here that's mixed up with the same dilution ratio, 1 to 512, 1 ounce to 512 ounces, 1 ounce to 4 gallons. That's a 2 gallon sprayer, so obviously ½ ounce goes into that. So really, all that's involved from that point is you pre-treat the car, and you don't have to get the car soaking wet. Just have to make sure it's good and damp. I try to make sure everything's got at least a drop of water on it every half a square inch maybe. The other good thing is rinseless wash solution is ridiculously affordable. $20 for a 16-ounce bottle. And so we'll put that on there. We'll let that sit for just a few minutes. What that's doing is that's grabbing the dirt that's on the surface. It's grabbing it, it's encapsulating it, and it's lifting off the surface. So from there, spin the camera around to the bucket here. So from there, we just take our sponge, wring it out so it's just barely dripping. And we'll roll the camera back up here. And from there, you just wash the car. Simple wiping. You don't have to use any force. A couple of swipes. Flip it over. You go back into the bucket. Now when it goes back into the bucket, the dirt that the sponge has picked up is automatically released. The solution that's in the bucket basically just grabs a hold of it and sucks it down to the bottom. It kind of coagulates in the bottom and stays down there where it's not going to bother anybody. And I've already done the greenhouse of the car, the cockpit, the windshield, the door glasses, the roof, the back glass, top of the deck lid. So there's the hood from left to right. And I'll go down and get the fender. Now remember, when you wash a car, you always want to wash the dirtiest part last, cleanest part first. So you'll do the top first. You'll do the front next. Do the sides after that. And leave the very back of the car for last, because that's usually where most of the dirt is. A couple of reasons why. One, it minimizes the dirt that gets transferred back into your soap bucket, or in this case, the rinseless wash bucket. Because remember, the longer you keep that clean, the better it's going to work out for you. You don't want to be putting dirty water back on your car. Now, some folks will say, why aren't you using the 2-bucket method? Well, you're still getting the same amount of water. Let's try it again. You're still getting the same amount of dirt in the water. You're just transferring it to a separate bucket. So you're still washing your car with somewhat dirty water. Now, we use the sponge just because I like the sponge. One option that some folks do is they will start with about 6 or 8 microfiber towels in their wash solution. And what they'll do is they'll use it folded in quarters. So you have 4 sides per side. Kind of tough to get behind that stupid license plate. But you'll get actually 8 wash surfaces on a regular microfiber towel. And that towel never goes back in the bucket. You put that in another bucket, grab a nice clean bucket, do the next surface. So at that point, no dirt contamination goes back into your wash bucket. Probably a better way to go. So what we do from here is we'll take our drying towel, This is a Dreadnought from my buddy Ian at Auto Fiber. Fantastic towels he has. And on this car, since it's got a ceramic coating from Owner's Pride on it, we're going to use their Slick as a drying aid. Now, drying aids do three things actually. It helps disperse the water. It adds some lubricity for the towel, because what happens, a lot of the marring you see on cars comes from the drying process. The water that's on here doesn't offer any lubrication. Remember, water is a solvent, water is not a lubricant. So when you drag your towel across here, and hopefully you're not using a chamois, and for God's sakes, don't use one of them stupid water blades on there. You want to use something nice and soft. So the drying aid helps offer some lubricity for your towel to slide along, and it also helps boost the power of the ceramic coating. It's a SiO2 based product. It's got some ceramic boosting in there, and it's just 1 spritz per panel, a little half a spritz on each fender. And on your first 3 panels, you want to just preload your towel. Now you do that, and you see the water beads on here, right? Watch how well a drying aid works on a ceramic coated car. Literally 1 pass and it's dry. And the cool thing with a rinseless wash, you can do this right out in the sun. You don't have to do it inside. You don't have to do it in the shade. Obviously, it's better to do it in the shade. But you can do it right out in the sun. You can wash 1 panel at a time. Wash a panel, dry it, move on to the next. And with the drying aid and the rinseless wash, what are we, probably 4 minutes into that? We're going to move on to the left side, then the right side, then do the back. And before you know it, this little car will be cleaned. The other good thing about a rinseless wash is you're talking about a environmentally friendly product. So you're not sending soap suds all down the curb, into the gutter, into the sewer systems. And it's very drought tolerant. We can wash a whole car less than 2 gallons of water, I would say, easily. Whereas if you're using a regular old water hose, even a pressure washer, you can use anywhere from 8 to 15 gallons. So drought tolerant, ecologically friendly. It's better for the car because it offers a bunch of lubricity. And, oh, by the way, it's a polymer-based product, not a soap-based product. So if you do have some that dries on the car, no big deal. Wet it down, wipe it off, it's gone. Yeah, have some fun. See what it looks like when you have some soap dry on your red car or black car out in the sunlight. So again, rinseless washing, we can do this in a parking lot. We don't need to drag a water hose out to it. You don't need a pump sprayer like I have here. You can actually do it with a trigger sprayer. A little more difficult. Your hand will get tired, but it's certainly doable. So if you're thinking about washing your car, really consider going with the rinseless method. It works well. It works good. It's economical. It's affordable. It's fast. You're not lugging hoses around. Now, I get folks ask me, well, Dale, what happens if the car is dirty or muddy? Well, you might want to take it to a car wash and rinse it off. The big thing about a rinseless wash is you don't have to rinse it after you washed it. You just have to rinse it first if it's dirty, or just pre-treat it if it's just got regular driving around dust. So give some thought to that rinseless. Once you try it, I bet you'll hang that hose up for a long time.